How y'all feel out there?
Looks great, huh? From here, everything looks great. But things aren't always what they seem.
Kind of was escaping from shit, like, you know, shit was going crazy on the block, shit was going crazy in the crib. I would go within myself and I would write, you know what I'm saying? So it came from a place of escaping pain. And with that, you know, a lot of the bars I was talking about what was going on or, you know, going on around me. So it ended up just being mostly just real somber themes and you know, sorrowful shit.
Sutter and Stone, Rockaway and Dumont, the gritty arteries of Brownsville.
In a lot of ways, Ka's a one-man army. He has a militant mind with a lone wolf mentality. His music is rooted deep in pain and the misery of the streets of which he came. He paints pictures with words that are much like his music videos, which depict the grim realities of growing up in Ocean Hill, Brownsville. His pen is an instrument of therapy, each line carefully woven together to conceptualize his pain. But before Ka would give the world 6 masterpieces, he went through hell and back, facing self-doubt, the death of close friends, and close calls of his own. Kasim Ryan, known to most simply as Ka, was born on August 11, 1972 and grew up in the projects of Brownsville, New York. The MC remembers as far back as 8 years old being the first time he rapped, and he did so to escape the repercussions of the Reagan era, or what some would call Reaganomics. In an interview with Red Bull, Ka explains how it all started. Let's roll the clip.
You said it was an escape. You know, how did that sort of gradually become more important to you?
One of my cousins who was getting money, he saw that, you know, I'm in my book, like, yo, what you writing all the time? Like, you know, his older cousin, my cousin Dion, man. He was like, what you writing, man? I'm like, yeah, I'm just writing my little raps, you know, let me hear something. And I wasn't good, but my family, he loved me, so he was just like, you know, as you tell little shorty to encourage him, yo, that's good, you know what I'm saying? Just keep getting better. So again, like I said, he was doing his thing. He was getting money. He gave me $1,000 in like 89, 90 or something like that. And he gave me $1 million, you know what I'm saying? It was like, yo, go to the studio, go do some music. And so that was like my entree into it.
But years later, going into his teens, rapping wouldn't be enough for Ka to avoid the misfortunes of the projects. As Ka put it in one interview, from my teens to my early 20s, I was a different person. I was uncivilized, a savage, now that I think about it. Ka would get his first break in rap as part of Natural Elements, a group formed in the early 90s consisting of members Mr. Voodoo, L. Swift, Howie Smalls, and G-Blast. Soon after completing their first project together, the EP in 1994, Ka would leave the group as he felt he was underskilled compared to his counterparts. Ka was keeping it a buck, although in doing my research on Ka, you get the sense that he's his own biggest critic. Ka would briefly form the group Nightbreed in 1995 with his childhood friend Kev, but other than that, Ka would go completely dormant from music publicly from that point on. Look, Ka was competing in a time most people consider the golden age of hip-hop, and Ka felt like he was just becoming another failed rapper trying to make it. Ka would describe his self-doubt as a young rapper in an interview with Vice, where he said, I wanted to stop rapping because I felt like I was getting old. I got caught up in the like, yo, you're getting too old to rap. I was starting to feel ashamed at the fact that I still rhymed, like your time has passed. Ka's pessimistic outlook towards the rap game ultimately led him to make the decision to take a different path. And this time, it wasn't the streets. In 1999, Ka would enlist with the New York Fire Department, essentially quitting his dream of becoming a professional rapper. But as Ka was saving lives and following a straight path, he could never quite abandon his love for rap. In fact, it was almost like an addiction, and Ka couldn't kick the habit.
But what happened? You came back to it.
Yeah. That's the thing, is like I didn't let me go. Like I couldn't stop. Like I think about rhymes all the time. Like like when I'm talking to somebody and they say something, I'm hearing the rhyme next go.
Yo, check. What up? Jacob, Kim, Miss Taboo. Heard a little technical difficulty for a second. I don't know what that was. Did y'all hear that? Or was it just me? K Tooks, what's good? How it sound? How it sound now? Y'all can hear me? Check, check. Y'all can hear me? Cool, cool. Did y'all hear that glitch? Echo. You hear echo? You hear echo? I got a little reverb. But an echo? I could take that reverb off, actually, because it's kind of been my trademark for my streams. You know what I mean? A little delay. A little tiny delay, tiny delay. Tiny delay. Tiny delay. All right, let's do that. It's part of my trademark, yo.
How y'all feel out there?
All right, cool. Well, happy Thursday. You know what I'm saying? I took last week off, but I'm back. Cool. K Tooks, come to YouTube or Twitch. Better experience, I promise you. Anyway, I took last week off. I'm back. I went to an event with my man Byron B, Lord Byron. And it's crazy, man. First and foremost, rest in peace to Brownsville Ka. Rest in peace to the singer from One Direction. I mean, I wasn't really a fan, so sorry. I don't remember his name offhand, but I'll look it up in a second. And wow, we maybe it's because of social media, man. But it feels like we losing too many people too fast, too soon, and especially the OGs. We watching our whole Liam Payne. There we go. Rest in peace, Liam Payne. Ariana Mama, what's good? James Evans. Yeah, man. Yeah. But y'all could be anywhere in the world doing anything you want. But right now, you here with me. And we still living. So happy Thursday. We're going to get this started soon. But I want to play this video in tribute to Brownsville Ka. You know what I mean?
He could never quite abandon his love for rap. In fact, it was almost like an addiction, and Ka couldn't kick the habit.
But what happened? You came back to it.
Yeah. That's the thing is like it was a passion that I didn't know what a passion was until this hip hop shit, and it wouldn't let me go. Like I couldn't stop. Like I think about rhymes all the time. Like like when I'm talking to somebody and they say something, I'm hearing the rhyme that's go perfect with that, or I'm listening to other people's songs and I'm like, he rhymed that wrong. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he should have rhymed this. Like, that shit would have hit right. Like, so I couldn't stay away from this shit. It was like, I'm trying to. I'm like, I threw books away. I threw like all my notebooks away. I was like, I'm not doing this shit no more. Fuck this shit, ruin my life. You know what I mean? Like, but I couldn't stop, man. And you know, so I came back with the help of like people that just love me and was like, yo, just you good, just do it. You know?
Ka continued writing and recording material for years, keeping it to himself, and would eventually teach himself how to produce, adding a whole new dynamic to his repertoire. Ka would eventually move up the ranks in the NYFD and become a
Grimy
fire
Chops
captain.
was good.
But he wasn't just putting out flames, he was spitting them too. His friends and people in the neighborhood of Brownsville would always ask Ka where the music was, because they knew he was still recording material, but just not releasing it. So Ka came up with an idea. He decided he would piece together a project and print out 1,000 CDs and give it away to his friends and people in the community as a way to say thank you for being loyal through his ups and downs. It was a way for Ka to show his appreciation for his hood. It wasn't about the money,
Kenneth.
it wasn't about the look. It was about the love he had for hip-hop and the brothers and sisters in his community. Ka would name the album Ironworks and would release it under his label imprint of the same name in the summer of 2008. Alright, now this is where shit gets crazy. One of Ka's friends would pass along the CD to GZA of Wu-Tang, who was impressed by Ka's sharp lyricism. So much so, he invited Ka to the studio where they would record Firehouse off of GZA's album Pro Tools. The song has Ka showing off his dope rhymes as GZA shouts out Bed-Stuy and Brownsville on the hook. This would light a fire in Ka as he started to realize that his pen game was highly respected amongst some of the best spitters in the game. In 2010, Ka would be featured on the classic album Mossberg by Rock Marciano, and on the track Whatever Whatever, Ka flexes his lyrical muscle and delivers a memorable verse with lines like "Move at night, the torch improve my sight. Those lost in the haystack, you just found the needle. All praise due to the sky, so the ground receive you." The feature gave a glimpse into the lyrical density of Ka's verses. Ka's love for rap never diminished. He would continue perfecting his craft in the years following his debut project, but in 2012, everything would change for Ka. February 11th, 2012, Ka would release his sophomore album, Grief Pedigree, and in my humble opinion, one of the greatest albums ever created in the genre of hip-hop. It's accumulation of decades of pain, sorrow, and at times, regret. The monotony of Ka's voice over drumless loops mirrors at times the lifeless environment in which he grew up in. For instance, on Cold Facts, Ka's raspy delivery over a haunting drumless loop is pure dopamine to the ears, as Ka spits metaphors that will leave you in dismay. Some of my favorite lines from Cold Facts include, "Fuck them cops and SWATs with night vision. Just give me 3 days, we celebrate like Christ risen. Grew up around good-spirited goons. Now I only see him in tombs or in visiting rooms. Hold the chrome tight. The beast's on the creep. I own the night. The heat's my receipt. Praise me when I'm dead, make bread while I'm breathing. Can't take it while I'm leaving. Judge me too quick, mistake me as a heathen. Because I had tools, moved weight, I was thieving. But I was broke out the gate, I was grieving. Had a cold heart cause my apartment was freezing. Studied this 30 years so you can say it's mastered.
Cold heart cause my apartment was freezing.
When you listen to Ka, you get the sense that he meticulously crafts every line and leaves no space for fillers. All throughout Grief Pedigree, you get themes of despair and paranoia. Most of the music videos for the album are in black and white, which runs parallel to the feel of the album. But that's not to say it's necessarily a depressing or emo album. It's far from it. It's more of an introspective expression of someone who has experienced a lifetime of pain. Ka would shoot some of his music videos by himself, literally pressing record, then standing in front of the camera. It's raw as fuck and matches the ambiance of the album. In many ways, Ka is similar to the late great DMX. Not sonically, but rather in the emotions that they provoke. Like DMX, Ka has the natural ability to provoke strong emotions with his raps. Where DMX took more of an animated approach, Ka's hushed tone goes against the braggadocious aura of most MCs.
Hit that like button on YouTube.
Spectrum that provoke the same
please.
Feelings. Grief Pedigree is cynical as it is hopeful. Songs like Summer have a panicky and anxious Ka detailing how his enemies in law enforcement are closing in on him. The way Ka is able to vividly depict the misfortunes of the streets is absolutely bananas. For instance, when Ka raps about a young friend being killed, he leaves you no choice but to visualize what he's rapping. They blasting goons late afternoon for a roadblock. Started clapping, my little man was unwrapping his blow pop. Shot in the face, never got to taste the sour apple. Strays from the trays, put him down like a power tackle. Mom's unaware, son is aired in front of stairs. Niggas walked in and seen mean, now they running scared. One of the illest things about Ka is how he layers his vocals in different tones. His voice almost sounds shell-shocked, like he's seen so much despair there's little room for animation, and it works like magic, like on songs Collage, where Ka puts his militant mind state on Front Street as he maneuvers through a city of treacherous enemies. On the song Decisions, which is one of the only music videos that isn't in black and white for the album, has Ka given wise words as he raps, "A simple right or left can mean life or death." And on Downtime, Ka raps over a soulful, drumless backdrop and showcases his lyrical wit with lines like, "My first vitamin was iron," and "Pops used to run the land, was 100 man, showed me a 4-4 for the son of Sam." Other standout tracks include Iron Age featuring Rock Marciano and Chamber, but there are really no fillers on this concise masterpiece. Grief Pedigree is an album that you must be engaged in. Many times I was forced to play back a track to fully grasp its intention. Ka's complex rating structure plays in contrast to the minimalistic style and production, leaving you with a classic. Ka would continue applying pressure a year later with the album The Knight's Gambit. The album opens up with a sinister thumping bass on You Know What's About, where Ka lets listeners know they are about to be introduced to that pain and gutter. Thematically, the album uses biblical references from various religions, such as Christianity, Islam, and 5%er teachings on songs like Our Father, Peace Aki, and Knighthood. It's therapeutic in a way when you listen to The Knight's Gambit. For instance, my favorite song on the album is Knighthood. Ka samples Buddy Miles' 1970s song That's the Way of Life, and Ka details the evil that lies in the underworld as he tries to avoid the traps of the ghetto. 30 Pieces of Silver is, in my opinion, the magnum opus of Ka's artistry, both production-wise and lyrically. Ka.
Yeah. Once again, there's plenty of time to send some tracks in. Krucialfeedback@gmail.com, or you can just drop it in the Discord on the feedback channel, giving time for people to catch on that I'm back. But yeah, rest in peace once again to an underground giant, Brownsville Ka. This is a video essay on the Dope Shit YouTube page. Yeah, playing this. And maybe later on I'll play the music. As you can see, he's not really playing the music in the video essay due to copyright reasons. But maybe at the end of the stream, I'll play the music. I'll have to shut off YouTube, but Twitch, Mixcloud, Kick, y'all be good. Don't tell nobody. Jacob, I see yours. Priscilla, I see yours. Sandman Griffin, I see yours. What's up, man? And a new release from Bobby J from Far Rockaway. Far Rockaway's in the building. He just dropped a single with cuts by DJ Evil D, so I'll play that as well. And I got Krista Costa from last week and I Would from last week, so we'll get into it shortly.
Details the treachery that comes with betrayal from the ones to avoid the traps of the ghetto. 30 Pieces of Silver is, in my opinion, the magnum opus of Ka's artistry, both production-wise and lyrically. Ka details the treachery that comes with betrayal from the ones that you trust. The Night's Gambit was arguably the best album of 2013. It's filled with food for thought, captivating rhyme schemes, and quotables that are like scriptures. By 2014, Ka had essentially amassed a cult-like following. From Brownsville to Europe, Ka was finally reaping the benefits of over 2 decades of sharpening his sword. Still, Ka remained humble and would continue his career as a fire captain. And the funny thing is, a couple of his co-workers would find out about his secret life as a dope-ass rapper. By day, Ka was saving people from burning buildings, but by night, Ka was in the dungeon blazing tracks. Ka is meticulous with each project, stating that some verses take months to complete. Everything Ka does is intentional, it's thematic and concise. Ka doesn't just rhyme words because they rhyme. And this is quite apparent on his next album release, 2015's Days with Dr. Yen Lo, a collaboration project with producer DJ Preservation.
And his albums are on Bandcamp, by the way. So all of y'all that might not have known about him, please do yourself a favor. Go to Bandcamp. Check out his work.
The album follows the abstract production style of Ka with little percussion. It's not my favorite Ka project, but Day 0, Day 811, and Day 912 are beautiful compositions and standout tracks in my opinion. In August 2016, Ka would drop Honor Killed the Samurai, and at this point, Ka effortlessly masters the minimalism of his production style and the complexity of his wordplay. What you're left with is food for thought. The intro track, Conflicted, is dark and dreadful as Ka professes on the hook. Mama told me be a good boy, need you alive, please survive, you my hood joy. Pops told me stay strapped, son, you need the shotty, be a body or catch one. It's reminiscent of early Wu-Tang and RZA, with influences from Japanese films sprinkled throughout. On the song Just, you get the sense that his bars are like therapy for him as he raps. Trying to find a reason, I'm still alive breathing. I want to heal my inner child, but it's been a while grieving. Once dropped from the cock semis and clap with the fours. Can't remember none of my members gone from natural cause. Throughout the album, Ka writes the parallels between an ancient samurai warrior and a gangster from Brownsville. The empty percussion on much of the album runs parallel to the desolate streets which Ka is from. At this point, Ka had developed a loyal cult-like following, accumulation of 2 decades of blood, sweat, and tears that resulted in some of the greatest pieces of art we've seen in hip-hop history. But with success, you always find hate. Just a week after the release of Honor Killed the Samurai, the New York Post made a disparaging article on the rapper about leading a secret double life as a cop-hating rapper. The article starts off by saying his songs are peppered with N-word, drugs, and violence. And at this point, Ka had developed a loyal cult.
What up, Rusty?
Like following, accumulation of 2 decades of blood, sweat, and tears that resulted in some of the greatest pieces of art we've seen in hip-hop history. But with success, you always find hate. Just a week after the release of Honor Killed the Samurai, the New York Post made a disparaging article on the rapper about leading a secret double life as a...
Hold on, 50 months subscribed at Tier 1, Rusty Joints, 50-month streak at that. 50-month streak at that. Thank you, boss. Wow, 50 months, man. That's a long time, bruh.
How y'all feel out there?
Appreciate you, man. Feedback. Yeah, man.
That resulted in some of the greatest pieces of art we've seen in hip-hop history.
Illest Woman,
But
what's
with
good?
success, you always find hate. Just a week after the release of Honor Killed the Samurai, the New York Post made a disparaging article on the rapper about leading a secret double life as a cop-hating rapper. The article starts off by saying his songs are peppered with N-word, drugs, and violence, and anti-cop lyrics. The writer, who's a dweeb and I'm not even going to name, picked and chose lyrics from Kaz songs to make him look like a no-good thug. Kaz fans would rally together to bash the article along with rapper R.I.P, and in my opinion, the article almost has a racist tone to it. Kaz, being the smart dude that he is, really paid it no mind and would always just shun the topic whenever it was brought up in interviews. Nonetheless, people saw the article for what it was, a dude who knows absolutely nothing about fucking hip-hop. Kaz would keep it pushing and release a collaboration project with LA producer Animos in 2018 titled Orpheus vs. Sirens, an album sprinkled with Greek mythology and
His
street
titles
tales.
are crazy.
It's one of Kaz's more abstract projects, and the intro Sirens is a beautiful composition that sounds like it was by an orchestra in heaven, as Kaz's hushed delivery skates over the violins. The album has Kaz facing personal and spiritual battles, and the production almost sounds as if it was made in ancient Greek times, as Kaz spells out his pain courtesy of the streets of Brownsville. Man, what's dope about Kaz, all his projects are conceptualized with various themes. 2020's Descendant of Cain sees Kaz modernize the biblical story of Cain and the parallels it has with the cursed generations of American ghettos. Descendants of Cain is a reflection of America, black brothers killing black brothers and its repeated cycle. 2021's A Martyr's Reward strays away from a historical context and instead has Kaz getting introspective on specific aspects of his own life growing up in Brownsville. Kaz is a master of wordplay. His cryptic lace bars over atmospheric production leaves you so immersed in his world, you leave with a new perspective on life. His verses are so densely packed with quotables, there are few MCs whose albums have the replay value of Kaz. His most recent projects, Languish Arts and Woeful Studies, released on the same day, are solid projects that again show Kaz's dense lyricism and eccentric production style. What Kaz has been able to do these last 10 years is nothing short of historic. His production style will pierce your soul, his poetry is food for thought, and his music will live in the hearts of many long after he's gone. I go by the name of Nugs, and this is that dope shit. Love.
I'm a warm seat, so no flame, no flash. It's just what it is. You know, I'm not for everybody, I'm for just you. All my albums are, extensions of me.
Rest in peace. All right, so let's get this started. Welcome, welcome. Happy Thursday.
How y'all feel out there?
Miss Taboo, Kim, Rusty Joints, Illest Woman, Reese, S. Dot, I see you, Kenneth, Priscilla, Jacob. All right, so first up, I am going to play Ariana's Mama, submission of Ariana. Shout out to the UK and shout out to South Africa, of course. And this one is Linger.
I thought the world of you.
Young Ariana. All right, so next up, Jacob is in the building. These are his edits for tonight. Rihanna won, Nicki, Lunch Money. May the YouTube flag gods be kind to me with these joints. But let's get it.
It's just the way the game is played is best that you just wait your turn. The wait is over, the wait is over. 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 I pitch with a grenade. Swing away if you're feeling brave. There's so much power in my name. If you pop up and you say it steady, I'm gonna do the wave. I'm such a lady. You don't have to be so afraid. Cause I got room up on my team. You can play, but hold up.
Just the way the game is played is best that you just wait.
You're getting crowded over here, but babe, the way